Yeah, that's fine.
Are you telling us what your new persona is?
No.
Excellent.
He's just started acting weird
Yeah,
as you make your way into town.
you just kind of notice that like I've got a bit of a limp now.
I was going to say, is
new.
this young Farrison Horde, or is this older Farrison Horde, where he's a bit grumpy and a bit more cranky?
Like younger, because obviously I am young, so it's difficult to. We're all young, so it's difficult to age yourself without the proper theatrical makeup and whatnot.
Yeah.
Which I don't have to hand at the minute. Otherwise, I could make myself look like an old man. But yeah, he's got a little bit of a swagger about him. You know, you suddenly see his, or if you were watching, you would see his like spit into me hands and like grease me hair back and stuff like that. You see as you see as he's walking along, he might rub his hand in a bit of dirt and like dirty himself up a bit to blend in, basically, because I'm aware of what Dove High's like compared to everywhere else. I've been in the tavern. If we walk in looking like 4 children from rich families, we're gonna get beaten up.
I mean, you got beaten up.
You learned that, yes.
It was all part of a cunning plan.
Technically 4 times. Those 7 rolls were discounted, I believe.
Listen, Farrison Horde is.
He's new in town.
He's a trader. He's just come to Dove High trying to find some information about like good trade routes and things like that. That's what he's here for.
I mean,
he's not here for any trouble.
No.
He was injured once in a boating accident where he took a mast to the face. This is all just preparation.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Ready for when I go and talk to someone.
In my
as soon as Tim says make a roll, I'll just be like, well, I did all that talking.
Would it help for us to simulate you being hit in the face by a mast?
No, you're fine.
Are you sure? Because we could do
years
that.
ago. It was when he was a young boatsman, and he's healed.
I mean, I can relate to that. The first time I went sailing, I kept getting hit in the head by the boom at the bottom of the sail, and that was unpleasant. Right, so inside the town, you have these 3 buildings, which are all kind of warehousey, customsy. They're quite official. They're owned by quite official types that... from your point of view, coming from the main city, they're like barely connected to the capital and the big official organizations and the government. But for them, of course, they laud their power.
High profile.
Yeah.
High profile in the town.
They're big, important. Jay will know this from, his time. He's spent a lot of time in the town now, and he knows it fairly well. And outside... Thank you for that boat. Yes, that's very good. Outside, it's more shacks, sailors. You can see that there are docks both inside and out, and both officially have to go through all the customs things. But these are more for local sailors and used as spillover, basically. If there happen to be more ships in port than they have room for, they'll use these outside ones, but they're mostly local. But that's more shacks and random buildings out there. So where would you like to start?
Probably the official ones, I imagine, would be a good place to start.
I mean,
there is something to be said for saying like the local one.
I doubt very much he's gonna have done this using official routes. He's gonna have hired some dodgy backdoor sailor to take his monstrous golems to another city to wreak havoc. He's not going to go up to the local harbour master, is he? And be like, hello, sir, would you like to join me in some genocide?
I mean, he was insane.
He was, but I don't know if he was that insane.
I mean...
I'll try it out.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go to the normal place and I'll go to the other place?
Charisma bros.
Charisma bros.
I feel we do these sequentially.
Out of interest, has any of you yet realised that I've changed my appearance? Or are you all just not paying any heed to it? You're just like, oh Jesus, what's this dick up to again?
Well,
pretty
Fars are right, you're
much.
just rubbing dirt in yourself.
Yeah, you're just like, all right.
It's all part of a clever
Some
act.
flour in the hair. I can't understand.
He's just coughing and just this cloud of flour everywhere.
Yeah. Like Ninja Vanish dust. Except I just blowed flour at you.
What are you doing?
Are people aware of dust explosions?
I'm aware of dust explosions.
Oh,
Just-
yes.
You're gonna have a lot of flour in the area.
The GM is aware, and that's what's important.
Excellent.
Oh no.
That was your idea, not my idea.
I don't care whose idea it was. It's mine now.
God damn it, Gavin.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna head
doing
to
this
Shantytown.
right,
Harbour.
heading to
All right.
Shantytown.
The Charisma brothers. Me and Tobias.
Mark, sorry, Focus. It's also charismatic in a slightly different way, but he does get information. I can't deny.
That is very true. That is very true.
Give
So that
me
would be-
information or God will strike you down. That sort of. That's a diplomacy.
So, are we going to official channels?
I
Are you
feel
guys-
Mark would be more effective. Sorry, Focus. The official channel
Focus is off.
on the boat.
All right. Okay. So,
Um,
yeah, me and Mark, me and Focus.
You may as well just give up.
He doesn't want to go there. He's out. Oh no, he's inside the walls. Outside.
He's on the walls.
He's on the walls.
It could be on the top of the mast.
And in the
Anyway.
crow's nest.
Yeah.
Don't you wear like plate armor?
I
So-
went male.
Oh, male, is it? Oh, okay. I mean, it's still reasonably heavy. I wouldn't advise swimming in it.
No.
That's just an urban myth.
Feel free to prove me wrong.
See? I'm fine.
Excellent.
Is there a... Actually, I've been to the temple.
Yeah, you spent a
Yeah,
day
you did.
blessing people, marrying people.
Marrying people who didn't want to get married.
Yeah.
You're
all
married
sorts.
now. You're married now. You two, you're married. Oh, okay.
Should be very welcome here then. Cause a lot of people, a lot of happiness. Well, I'll go over there and see if they know anything about it.
I'll keep an eye on you then.
That's
It
good.
was there,
You
yeah.
had two options and you chose a third option. I like it. I like that. You know, fight the false dichotomy that you're often presented with. Would you like to do A or B? I would like to do C. It's a classic.
It's a non-linear adventure.
It is. I'm not complaining. I genuinely, I like that. I said this was a sandbox, and I like when you use the sandbox. Okay.
Classically, it's for the PCs to disrupt the GM's plans, not to disrupt our own plans.
Okay. So, right, we'll start with out of town, where we have Tobias and Jay.
Who?
Sorry.
Sorry. Farrison.
Thank you.
Farrison Horde.
Yes. So as you,
Indiana Ions.
so you're in. It's a much more rundown area. This is where the local fishermen kind of live. You can see along the waterfront there are some small kind of ship repair places, mostly catering to the small local fishing vessels. And yeah, just associated industries. There's a little shack here on the waterfront with a very grumpy old man sitting out front on his porch with a pipe. A little stubborn shack on the waterfront, but the rest of them are mostly industrial right on the waterfront. Because they can do such things as gut the fish and then fling the insides right out into the sea, which is perfectly sanitary.
Yeah.
Tobias immediate regrets coming to this part of town.
I imagine the smell just by itself is off-putting.
Yep.
Yes. Because, you know, they've got to preserve the fish as well, which it's a lot.
They're just throwing fish into big buckets of salt.
Basically.
Excellent. Is there like a main, even though it's the shittier end of Dove High, is there like a harbour office, like a what appears to be the central point that everybody's hanging around?
There's not like visibly a harbour office, but if make an insight check.
Insight, you say?
Is any of this fish necrotic?
17. Okay. So there's nothing labeled like harbour office. But you
Right.
do notice that a lot of people are going and conferring with the old man who has the shack.
Okay. Shack master.
Yes, shack master is yeah.
Is that Shack master's shack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just walk to the old man and in a very
Tell me, old man.
common tongue, basically ask him if he knows of any
Odd ships.
new contracts that have come up lately that are looking for work, like heavy lifting, you know, maybe the more that are not so vocal about what they're doing, because I'm looking to make a fair bit of coin, and I try and play it off as I'm a bit way, I'm a bit whoa, you know. Aye, he's a geezer, ain't he? All right, mate. You got any work for a geezer?
What you weren't doing.
You did do it. You did do it.
Oh, no. You tricked me.
It's canon now.
Ian tricked
That's
me.
what it is now.
That's Farrison's voice, is it?
Yep,
Excellent.
that's it.
You hard up. You hard on your luck.
Well, yeah. You could say that. You
Look,
asked for it.
Look, I'm happy with this. You keep going.
I mean, you seem young and fit. It's better to be a little picky. It's not easy to go to sea these days, you know.
Oh, I think you see, mate.
I mean,
You see this injury on my nose? This is from one of them nasty things. It hit me right in the face on my first voyage.
you've done well to. Who'd you work for?
Oh, I freelance. I work for last one was a guy by the name of Captain Antilles, and his crew of sea dogs.
Well,
Pulling
it's
it right
harder
out of
and
my
harder for a freelancer these days. I don't know how you've been in freelancing already, but it's very hard to get yourselves on a big ship these days. I used to sail all over this island, but there's a lot of checks and licenses and things. And it's
Yeah, I never did no training. I worked in time and math. I've been at Map Point. I've been in the Mevic. I've been in the Leicester Fjord, or however the hell you pronounce that place. It's I've been around. I'm not stupid. I know how to run a boat, mate.
please make a deception check.
Super
that's-
disadvantage.
No,
Why?
no.
I would say advantage.
He's doing the accent. in all
He's
fairness.
doing points for accent.
24. Roll the 13.
It's neutral. Well, if you're still wanting to work freelance, I mean, it's dangerous work. You're young. You could do something else with your life. But I know the call of the sea. So
I've heard a bit of a rumor, mate. Look, let's not beat around the bush here. I've heard a bit of a rumor that there's money to be made on a certain ship that might be looking for people who aren't, really bothered about the work. Maybe a bit dodge. You know what I'm saying?
well, if you are as experienced as you say, and you seem young and fit, there is
Is he
a
attracted
ship.
to me or something? He keeps saying I'm young and fit. Does he like me?
No, that's not what I'm
Is it 'cause I'm
intending.
covered in shit?
It's
Life at sea, eh?
he's kind of trying to convince himself that he
Boy,
should point
You
you.
look very attractive.
He's kind of trying to convince himself because he's not quite convinced of your previous experience. He's kind of trying to convince himself a little bit to help you out. Like, you're useful even if it's well, there is a ship, but we gotta be careful. They've got to be very selective. Kind of either way. I think there have been a few captains that have gone through here. There was one recently that was not picky at all, but you wouldn't want to work for him. He had the most terrifying eyes. No, he wasn't right. But
What?
there is.
No, wait. What was that, mate? Who's this bloke?
No, he didn't even get off the boat the whole time he was here.
How did you see his eyes?
He was in one of these docks over here, which was unusual to me.
Is there a massive blue arrow just suddenly appears?
Over here, the nearest one to the shack, but
Yeah.
there was still space inside the city proper. So I took it upon myself to have a little walk, try and get the measure of the man. He was out on deck. It was a very uncomfortable moment.
That sounds like the sort of bloke I'm looking for. The sort of work I'm after.
Oh, sailing's not what it used to be.
Look, sometimes you've got to take the more unscrupulous work, We can't
Well-
all make it in the Navy and all that.
Well, as I was saying, you don't want that. And besides,
Why not?
he's gone.
Are you saying
He
I'm not good
left
enough?
about a week ago. Now, what you want is Cedric Three Toes, the Phantom. It's premium service. It's a little pricey, but people will pay. It's good money, and people will pay to make sure that no government officials go through their letters.
Sorry, I'm a little bit confused here. You mentioned a Cedric who's got 3 toes.
Yes,
Is that right? And the Phantom? Who's he?
that's the ship.
Ah, I see. What type of ship is it? Is it a big boat?
Small, fast.
Oh,
He'll, if you're looking for work, he comes round, we never know when, but evenings. He parks on the furthest dock from here, right out of town, as far as you can go. And, yeah, he's always, it's dangerous work. You lose a few hands each voyage, so, yeah, he'll probably take you on if, everything checks out.
What about this other bloke? What was the name of his ship? The one
There
with the
wasn't
eyes.
one.
There was a name, or there wasn't a ship?
There was a ship. There wasn't a name painted on it, which was weird. It's bad luck, you know, to not name a ship.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I don't think much of the chances of the lads on that.
Have you seen it before?
Nope. It was
The
weird.
first time it's been in the port.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did it? What? How long was it here for?
2 days, 3 days. They were stocking up quite a bit. They bought a lot of our fish.
Just fish.
They,
Seems...
Now, let me tell you, I know a few things about ships. I've seen a lot of ships in my time. That ship, they were prepped for the cold.
Oh.
They were prepping for deep cold. They took on a lot of supplies.
Wink.
When did you...
Sorry, you cut out?
Oh,
Hello? He's dead.
I think, yeah.
Okay, Tobias, it's your time to
Well.
shine.
Do the accent.
I just all this time I suspect Tobias has been just
gobsmacked.
trying to avoid all the sort of the industry going on around with all the fish gutting and fish guts going through the air and like, oh my god,
The
no, I
noise,
can't.
the
Like
noise,
the floor,
the slice and the nut. Yeah.
just sort of staggering back from sort of horror to horror. It's like, what is this?
Fish guts
Just what?
flying out of a shop front and into the sea, getting flung.
Just-
Yeah.
Fish heads.
This is unsanitary. What do you? How do you people live like this?
Like fishermen just with like barrels of fish heads. Watch out, mate.
Disgusting.
Yes, it's all very unpleasant. But Jay seems to be getting on all right. Right, while we wait and see what's happened to Vince, let's go to the temple. Da-la-la-la.
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe Focus has also died temporarily.
Okay.
Hello? Am I back?
There
Oh,
we
you're
go.
back.
There we go.
Welcome back.
No. Sorry about that. I don't know what that was. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I couldn't hear anything for a second.
Okay.
What? Right. So what? Where did we go to?
So the ship that you're asking about, weird looking ship, took on a lot of supplies, picked up a few people for crew and headed off a
Prepping for
while
cold.
ago.
Mm-hmm. They're prepping for the cold, the deep
Yes,
cold.
prepping for deep cold, and they left. I think I said 7, but I think it's actually supposed to be 9, according to my notes. Yes, 9 days ago.
Right. I think I asked 7, so it was like 9 days ago. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool. I can't even remember the voice I was doing now.
Cockney
Liar.
geezer.
Huh?
Cockney geezer.
Cockney geezer.
Yeah.
Cross
there you go.
between Michael Caine and Dick Van Dyke.
You love it, you slag. So, has Tobias, I take it, been listening in the whole time? Like, stood behind me somewhere whilst I've been grilling this poor old man about this random ship?
No, that had been the intention of Tobias. However, the surroundings here has got him so rattled and so distracted, trying to not get hit by flying fish guts, and just the sheer horror of this situation.
Great.
So no.
I'll say to the old bloke, and I'll just say, what was it he called? So this is Cedric.
Cedric
I'm sure
Three
of it.
Toes with.
Yeah, Cedric Three Toes. Fenham. When's he next in then?
He doesn't stick to a specific schedule, but should be within the next few nights.
All right. Thanks very much for the information. I'll keep it in mind. You've been very kind.
You're very welcome. Yeah, he's a good man, Cedric. He'll look after you as much as anyone can.
Yeah. If you see or hear anything about that other ship, I will be interested. I could make it worth your while.
Why are you so interested?
Because it sounds like the sort of work I'm after.
Listen, you don't want to work on a ship like that. Look, I know it's easy to be convinced that if you've got an intimidating captain, then that means you're going to be in a real effective crew, but in reality, that's not what you want.
And I'm going to turn it on him a little bit, and I'm going to be like, drop the nice guy act and be... What did I get this guy's name? Sorry.
You didn't ask his name.
No. Fair enough. I'll just wait. Now listen here, mate. I've been all right with you. I've been nice. So don't start telling me what I do and don't want. I know my fucking hell, see you. I know my business.
Atmospheric.
That is
Hello.
very...
That was brilliant.
That's the premium level of quality that we have.
That's that premium roll 20 right there.
Yeah.
I'll say to him, I know what I want to do. I know what my business is. I didn't pry about you, so don't pry about me. I've said I can make it worth your while. Don't be a dick about this, all right, mate?
Oh, another young firebrand. Make an intimidation check if that's what you're trying to do.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's make. And okay. Yeah, another young firebrand. I see you lot come and go. You never listen, and it never ends well. Alright, we'll see if you make it back here after your next voyage.
I'm trying to... I'm trying to decide whether or not to use words of terror on him.
Please
To
don't
see-
make someone else's brains dribble out.
to see whether or not I can... I just feel like he's got a tidbit of information I'm not getting. And I'm trying to decide whether or not it's worth blowing me words of terror that I can only use once per short rest on him. No, I'll leave it, and I'll just be like, I'll see that the intimidation hasn't worked. I'll just be like, all right, mate, all right. I see you're an intelligent man. I can tell. But listen, the offer's there. If you hear anything, I can make it worth your while. I have acquaintances who are also looking for business, who are particularly wealthy. So yeah, keep that in mind.
All right, suit yourself. He doesn't seem very interested in any of the in passing anything on.
Yeah, no worries. I'll turn around to Tobias and just be like, well, Tobias, and not obviously loud enough for old man to hear. I'll be like, did you hear any of that?
Sorry, what? Oh my god, it's on me! It's on me! Get it off!
And I'm just stood looking at you, like I don't even react. And I'm just like, did you hear what the old boy said?
No, what?
Right.
Have you seen what they're doing? They're just throwing it out the window.
This is what they do. This isn't an official dock.
This is disgusting.
Why do you think I came here? Walk with me so we can get away, and start leading them back towards the city, sort of thing. And I'll explain to him what I heard from the old guy. So there was a ship here with no name and a captain who had evil eyes. Again, didn't get a name, but it appeared that they were preparing for a journey into the cold, stocking up on supplies, and they left what was it, 10 days ago? Sorry,
9 days ago.
9 days ago. And then also that if we are looking for a passage on a ship that's not as, well, what's the word? Like,
Not as official.
It doesn't not as
No.
official. Doesn't travel the official routes. Then there is a ship named the Phantom, run by a man named Cedric Three Toes, who allegedly can sort us out. But I tried to get a bit more out of him about this other ship, unnamed ship, but he wasn't having it. And you were too busy fucking dodging fish to help.
For the cold, you say? But
Mm.
that there's not many locations that could be by ship.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to get a bit more out of him, but he wasn't having it. And I didn't want to melt his brain. I thought about it, but I was concerned I would make him into a gibbering wreck.
Yeah, don't do that.
Why don't you go and talk to him?
I'm not going back there.
You could play the wealthy man who's lost a contract.
I'm just getting like
No.
sort of Vietnam flashbacks of these fish guts.
No, that's just through my mind. No, I'm not going back there.
All right. Just seems, like that might be a lead, bearing in mind what we're trying to figure out.
Well, we put it together. The Huskars, the cold. It is all pointing. What's the main river called that goes through Heldal?
I
Does it have a name?
think it has a name, but it'll take me a while to find it.
Okay. I'll just say that river.
Yes. Let's see.
I presume I wouldn't know of anything else that they would like that intersection that Venn diagram would produce.
So if you're like locally, in terms of not going too far, there's the river that goes to Heldal, but it's it's hard to go a lot further south on it, because it kind of goes up into the mountains after a point. So you can go a bit south on that, and it'd take a few days to go round the peninsula. Otherwise, if you're looking for places where it gets particularly cold, that's like you'd have to go away around the coast. It's not unusual for stuff to be transported all around the coast because it's faster than land. But yeah, because of where you are, you have to go away, like either east or west, and basically get round the corners for it to get probably as cold as the old man was describing, because I know it's all quite vague.
Yeah.